We talk a lot about the left's coddle the criminal mentality. Crime is up in nearly every major city across the country, all of them run by liberals. But at the same time, police are retiring in record numbers. After all, who would want the job when half the country calls you a racist simply for protecting the innocent? In Detroit, the city's longest-serving police chief is stepping down. Though murders were sharply up in his city, overall crime was down in 2020, and Detroit is one city where we have not seen Black Lives Matter Antifa street terrorists take over. Today, Detroit Police Chief James Craig announced his retirement.
And let's face it, the aggression against our police officers today is unlike anything I've ever witnessed in my career, where police officers are leaving in large numbers. One reason, don't feel supported.
No, because they're not supported, not by City Hall, not by the public. And in many respects, I have said, they face a greater threat from the city and district attorneys not backing them up than they do from some of these street thugs. And that's the reality. Well, Detroit Police Chief James Craig is with us tonight. I want to welcome him to the program. Chief, thanks for coming on tonight.
Oh, great to be here, Grant.
Well, I guess I should say congratulations. I know there's a lot of people in Detroit sad about you leaving.
Yeah, you know, it's an interesting day. You know, I've served 44 years. I started here in Detroit and certainly left, went to Los Angeles, and then became chief in 3 cities, including Detroit, Cincinnati, and Portland, Maine. So I will tell you, the community is sad, but I'm weighing my options. You know, I continue to be deeply passionate as a public servant and a leader. And what I see going on today, I'm not going to sit back idly by. So I'm weighing my options. I know a lot of Michiganders, both those on the left and the right, want me to run for public office. So,
Chief,
I'll be making a decision.
That gets me out. I just want to get the question out of the way, and then I want to talk to you about policing and the problems in America today. But a lot of people talking about you running for governor as a Republican against Gretchen Whitmer. What do you say to those folks? Yes, no, maybe? What do you think?
Not a maybe. I'm certainly evaluating that. That's certainly an issue. I know a lot of people have reached out to me, and I'll be making an announcement after my retirement date. Within weeks of that, then everyone will know where I'm headed. But right now, I'm going to focus on an orderly transition in the police department.
All right, I want to take you back to August, because I remember covering you in the Detroit Police Department when we were seeing riots around the country. You arrested like 44 or 46 of these Black Lives Matter, Antifa street terrorists, as I call them. You arrested 44 of them. I think that's more in the one day than Portland has in a year now. You don't see the problems in your city that you see across the country. Is that one reason why?
Well, I'll tell you, it's more than that. You know, certainly we built some key trust-based relationships with the people that live in Detroit. We have relationships with our activist community. But what we will not tolerate, we will not negotiate, and we will never retreat when some outside anarchists come in and try to promote violence. Detroiters don't want it. I didn't want it. Our men and women didn't want it. And Detroit did not burn. There was no looting. And of the 100+ days of marching, peacefully mostly, there were days that these anarchists tried to incite violence. They were attacking our cops with weapons. And we deployed that force that was reasonable. We deployed it effectively, and we sent a message.
Chief, why do you think it is that cities like Portland, Seattle, heck, I just showed you an event in Plano, Texas, of all places, a conservative city. Why are they letting these people have at it in the streets of their communities?
Lack of courage. It's that simple. So let me give you an example. So Portland, these anarchists were screaming about federal agents being in Portland to protect federal buildings. They demanded that the federal troops, as they call them, or federal agents, leave. So what did Portland do? They caved in, honored their request. You know what happened the next day? More riots. and the rioting continued, and the rioting continues today. Now, over the last week, Portland mayor does what? He says, well, enough of this. Why is he saying it now? Because businesses are leaving Portland. Their tax base is diminishing. They're not protecting the businesses or the residents. They're leaving for places like Florida, where you tape in Texas. And I'm shocked about Plano, Texas. It's amazing to me. But guess what? Maybe they should come to Detroit.
It really. I'm sure that's not one city they've thought about, but who knows? Chief Craig, I want to tell you, from what I've read about you, talking to you today, you're a cop's cop. And it's old-fashioned policing that worked, and it worked in your city. Good luck in the future. Gretchen Whitmer needs to go. So if you make that choice, somebody's got to go after her. I hope you'll keep us posted about your plans for the future, Chief, and thanks for coming on tonight.
I sure will, Grant, and thanks for inviting me on your show.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.